Man, man, these games. You can't be doing this to me on a Monday night. I got work tomorrow, man. LBHP crew, what is going on? B, what is going on?
Man, I can't believe what we just saw on a few levels, right? Like there were over 1,000 yards of offense in that game.
I don't know where it came from. Well, I know where it came from. They all came from Lamar's hand. Lamar and Carson Wentz. First of all, shout out to Carson Wentz and the Colts, man. I slept on them, right? We made our predictions. We thought this was going to be a blowout. And respect to those guys. They were, I mean, they brought it tonight, you know, on both sides of the ball. Zach Pascal. I mean, we knew about Zach Pascal, right? But I mean, look, man, he was eating up. He was eating our defense up. Jonathan Taylor was eating our defense up, man. Like, look, shout out to them. I thought they had that game won, but Lamar, look, as my man Quan was saying earlier, it's the best quarterback in the league. I have to agree with that, man. Like, he's just too much of a weapon out there.
Yeah, and yeah, you know, we've been saying for you know the entirety of the last few years that Pat Mahomes is number one, you know, and Lamar's either 2 or 3, depending on where you put Aaron Rodgers. But you know, for the Ravens, man, like Lamar gives them exactly what they need, exactly when they need it, every single time. You know, he made mistakes tonight. He missed a few throws. He missed Hollywood for a touchdown early. You know, he fumbled near the goal line. You know, he had a couple of missed passes, but he turned in a career night. You know, he had over 500 yards of offense himself. He went over 440 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, led the team in rushing again.
Yeah.
You know, it's and led, I believe it was at the end, 4 straight touchdown drives to put that game away, or to come back and put the game away.
Yeah, man. All right, real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Spooky J. Look, I put that. I put that pin link. Okay, that's what we use.
Parrish.
What's up, Parrish? that pin link that will take you to our Streamlabs. That's what we use as a super chat. Right above B, that's our Cash App. $LBHT show. That's the 2 ways you can hit us up. Just leave a comment, leave a donation. We'll read it on air. Yes, Davon is in the house. What's going on, man? Shout out to Davon. G-Star 007 says yesterday's price is not today's price. Yes.
Mr. J in the house. Yeah, we forgot to mention Mark Andrews.
Shout out to Mark Andrews.
Phenomenal game. You know, obviously Owe brought it on the defense. He kind of put them on his back a little bit.
You know what, man? Let me give a shout out to Owe, because I mean, we already said that we're wrong on Owe. But
Byron,
look, man,
thanks for coming through.
Always. But hold on. But always play, man. Adi says Ravens wins, sponsored by University of Oklahoma. Yeah. But yeah, Owe, that forced fumble in the first quarter was huge.
Yeah,
it was huge, and every week he's out there trying to make plays, man. So shout out to Owe for sure. He can stay. The rest of that defense.
King of Pugo, what's going on?
Yeah, King of Pugo, what's going on, man?
Jake
P, what's up, man? Yeah, man.
Keenan in the house. What's
up, Keenan? What's up? Yeah, Will is here.
Freeman. Yeah. Freeman got loose for a tidy 34 yards today through the air.
Yes. Byron Jackson says he's going through so many emotions right now. Because look, it doesn't change the fact.
Derek,
what's going on?
Beast in here. What's going on?
He said he's tired of Patrick Quinn. Look, we're gonna talk about all that stuff, man. We're gonna talk about all of it. We're trying to get some reactions from you guys. We'll give you our initial reactions. We're gonna be talking more about this on Wednesday. You know, that's our live show that we do every week at 7:15 p.m. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to check us out. But the defense was soft. Right, like I said it. Yes. If you're in our Discord, you heard me say it earlier. The defense just looks. They've been looking soft all year. They're tackling with their hands. They're not wrapping up. They're out of position. Yeah, a lot of reaching, man. Like, and just this is not a top defense right now. And I wish the programs would stop saying that it's a top defense. They're not.
Yeah.
Right. They had the ability to be, but right now they're not top defense. They're playing poorly.
Yes.
Like Marlon Jackson, not Marlon Jackson. Marlon Humphrey looks bad.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Averett looks bad. I don't know what happened to these guys tonight, man. They look awful. I mean the offsides on the field goal before the first half. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Listen, I know these guys are better than that, which is why I put me and B put a lot of blame on the coaching staff. It's your job to get them ready for these games, and they just don't. Anytime it's a game that we're supposed to dominate the other team, we never look ready to play.
Yeah, never.
We are a better team than the Colts. We are,
and it's funny because they came out, they gave up the big touchdown to Jonathan Taylor immediately, and they gave up the second drive where it looked like the Colts were going to kind of walk into the end zone. Oweh came out, made the sack, forced the fumble, and then they tightened up for a little bit. Right, they held the Colts for several drives, and hoping that the offense would kind of wake up and get it together, and then it just kind of fell apart for both defenses, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's and Catch by Ravens absolutely right. Playing down to the levels, we do this all the time. This is before Lamar Jackson got here. B has been telling me this for years. This is one of the biggest criticisms B has had about John Harbaugh for years. We always play down to the level of competition, right? It's only when our backs are against the wall you see the best. And same thing tonight. We look terrible for 3 quarters.
Yeah,
and part of that, and Lamar has to blame. It's to blame for that fumbling right there at the goal line. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was trying to do. Like, it almost looked like he was trying to switch hands on his way down to the ground. I'm not sure why, and he just kind of dropped it.
Yeah,
but he can't do that. He missed Hollywood on a when he was open for a touchdown earlier. He missed him again. I mean, he didn't throw it to him the first time. He went to Mark Andrews. Then later, he had beaten his man in the end zone and he just missed on the throw. So not a great start for Lamar. Lamar bounced back though. Had arguably the best game of his career.
This is what great players do. Yeah. Right, they can start out bad, and yes, the stat line, is one of stat wise one of his best games ever. But he had an off night. That's the crazy thing about it. He had an off night and put up one of his best performances ever.
Well, he had an off night in terms of the fumbling. Wasn't as effective running the ball as normal. And missed a few throws. He didn't miss too many throws. Not too many. He was 37 for 43 for 442 yards, 4 touchdowns. Carson Wentz also went over 400 yards, 25 for 35, 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He did not lead his team in rushing though. So
no. It's I had a few thoughts before the game was over, because I was thinking this is it, and I was like, man, the streak, the record, right, is going to
such a big deal last week.
It was a big deal, and it was going to end losing to the Colts at home. I was so pissed
on Monday Night Football.
But look, the streak is over. We didn't get 100 yards rushing, but I'm good with it, man. Like, Lamar showed you that we don't need to run the ball like that. Like, I mean, and this is what we also been saying. Like, it ain't Gus Edwards, it ain't J.K. Dobbins, all right? It's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is your run game, and when they try to shut him down, they're still in for a long night, because he's going to torch you through the air. Mm-hmm. He can do it all. This is what we've been saying about Lamar Jackson. He can do it all. Yeah. He's a good passer.
And all Hendo, at an extremely high level.
Tony Hendo over on Facebook. Okay, I see, man. He said Lamar put the league on notice.
Yeah, I said in our Discord that he's gonna be Cam 2015 the league once Bateman gets in there and gets going. Like, nobody's gonna be able to stop them.
Yeah, I might have to agree, man.
Because he went for 440, and Sammy Watkins was having a nice game, and he went out with injury. So he did most of that work without even having Sammy Watkins out there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of Mark Andrews, a lot of Hollywood, and then he spread the ball around, and several other guys contributed. Freeman had a few catches. Obviously Watkins had a couple catches before he went out. Tyson Williams, Latavius Murray, Prochet, Duvernay, all of them had a couple catches. So he spread the ball around very nicely. But like I say, he did most of that work without his number 2 receiver even being in the game.
And shout out to Prochet. Prochet had I think he only had 2 catches, but to me, they were big catches, right? Like one was for a third down conversion. Well, even the second one, like it kept the drive going. Right, it seemed like nothing, but it kept the drive going. Like I don't discredit those things, man. Like I think those small plays, I take it for granted sometimes. I appreciated that.
You know what I give him credit because like the second catch was just, it was a 4-yard catch. He kind of went, he caught it and went down. What I like from Prochet was now he didn't finish it, but he ran down the fumble return. When it looked like he was returning it for a touchdown, he came sprinting in. He almost tripped him up to stop the touchdown. He came back on a penalty anyway. But you always like to see that effort, and you don't always see that effort in Baltimore on the other side of the ball.
And you know what, man? I'm starting to see a role for Prochet, and his role on his team is the hustle guy because he's the only one that's giving 110% every game. Like we need that. So hey, shout out to Prochet, man. Like that. Look, I'm happy for him, man. I'm glad that he can he can play, do something out there, have a role out on that offense. And yeah, man, I said it earlier. He's the only one that I really want to talk about on the defense. Like the only one. Everybody else can go.
Positively, anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Look, like I said, I give Averett credit for making tackles, but he's making tackles because he's getting beat all the time. Yeah. I don't know who it is wearing number 44. It's not Marlon Humphrey.
I don't know who that guy is.
Marlon Humphrey, he got beat to lose the game by Zay Jones. He got beat almost to lose the game by Zach Pascal. Because make no mistake, like the defense gave it up. Defense with 39 seconds left let the Colts get into field goal range pretty easily.
And I was telling B, so we tied 39 seconds. I said, this is just like week 1 on Monday Night Football. It was like 32 seconds left in the game. And we go ahead and defund them. Yeah. You see the shirt. Hashtag defund the defense. But it was similar to week 1. We had the lead. With like 32 seconds left, and the defense lets the Raiders go right down the field and kick that field goal, right? And we were saying from then, like, this is a problem because a team like the Raiders shouldn't be able to do that to a defense like ours. And everybody's like, "Oh, Raiders are a good team." We're finding out the Raiders aren't that good of a team, right? Yeah. And we're going to be talking about the Raiders as well in the second here. That's the second you if you see the headline and you see the thumbnail, there's some other news going on. But that's a problem. And look, I think they were doing an okay job. That penalty that Tavon Young got was hard, man. Like like you're a veteran and you gotta know better.
He's too old to get baited like that.
He is, but I feel like the ref should not be calling that right there. He shoved him. So what? You let that go.
You don't let go shoves or anything like that. And especially after the play, like you're not going to allow physical contact like that, especially in a league where they're trying to eliminate even looking at somebody the wrong way. Like. Yeah. They want a tight lid on players. They don't want anything that could possibly start a fight. And you certainly can't hop up and push somebody down. Now, obviously that was a bit of a flop, but you can't do it. And I know that it wasn't he didn't start it, but you can't let dude bait you into doing that.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, man. Like it's tough there. But that's not even the big thing for me, man. It's just like you're all game, they're giving up these huge conversions. Even before the half, where they kicked the field goal before Marlon Humphrey goes off sides, it was 4th down, right? It's 4th down, the non-field goal range, they're not at a point where they want to send Rodrigo out there to kick the ball. Like, we're gonna go for it, and it's 4th and 11. and you give up 13 yards. Like, what is that? What are you doing? Like this defense, man. I'm sorry. Look, like I said, hashtag defund the defense has nothing to do with crapping on defense. It's always been about we've had enough on defense, focus on the offense. Right now, the defense just looks terrible. Yeah. And you can make the you can make the case that we need to add more to the defense, but I'm sitting here saying no, just roll with it. Defense is what it is. I'm hoping they bounce back. We have good players on the defense. But Lamar is why I'm wearing this shirt right now. Okay. Lamar is showing you all you need to do is protect me, which they didn't protect him well tonight. Protect me and get me weapons. And you know, Hollywood Brown is he's breaking out. Andrews had a good game. So just focus on the offensive side of the ball. Give Lamar a 10-year deal and ownership of the Orioles. Yeah. You get that whole team ownership of the Orioles. If that deal is not done, right? If I'm Lamar, yes, I need. We're close to 50 mil per year now. Okay, yeah. I'm doing all the work. This win is 90. It's like 90% Lamar. I'll give the other 10% to Oweh. Okay, because that forced fumble, I don't think will get talked about enough. That was huge.
Yeah,
they were about to score on that drive.
They were. They were rolling. They were rolling.
Shout out to Double O Danny. He says we stayed until it ended. Okay, that's what's up. Yes.
So yeah, I think that the Ravens. I mean, they're going to get the deal done with Lamar, obviously, but I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot, in terms of being that organization that always likes to go cheat. Like they should have leaned into the whole Lamar can't throw thing. You can't do that now. I mean, it was never true, right? But you should have leaned into like, only 100-yard game in his career, and he takes a lot of hits running the ball and blah blah blah. But now he's murdering defenses from the pocket. Like you always knew he could do, but like you had never let him do before. Now it's on display, and you like you said, you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah,
the price is going up.
Yeah, Salman Reed talking about Wentz. 400 yards from Wentz is crazy. It is crazy, man. Like that should not happen on this defense. It should not happen.
This version of this defense ain't very good.
Yeah, and back to your point about Lamar, man. Like, yes, it's something that we already knew wasn't true, but now, like, you really have to realize that, right? And not just that. Like before, it was stop the run and stop Andrews, right? Just cover Andrews and force him to get other wide receivers involved. Hollywood's involved, right? Yeah. Everybody's involved because he's spreading the ball around. Projet's getting passes, Duvernay's getting passes. He's throwing it to he's checking out to the running backs. Everybody's getting involved in the pass game, and Hollywood is a weapon now, right? Yeah. I mean, you saw how he smoked that corner. That corner had no shot, and then
a few times.
Yeah, and then the two starting corners go out. I think the safety went out the game too, right?
Yeah,
and then
they were down to somebody named Bo Pete Keys.
Yeah, and Xavier Rose I think went out, and that's when it started to unravel for them, because now it's just like, well, what do we do? Because they're clearly not going to run the ball at this point. They don't need to run the ball. He's airing it out everywhere. We're not going to be able to cover these guys and keep an eye on Lamar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when Rashad Bateman gets back, I mean, even like right now, it's already happening. But when Rashad Bateman gets back, who I think we all expect to be a very good receiver,
yeah,
defenses have no shot, and it's not going to matter who's in the backfield. It's not even going to particularly matter that much how well the O-line is playing. Like they can't play the way they did in Week 1 against the Raiders, but the way they've played since then, it hasn't been great, but it's been good enough for a player of Lamar's caliber to still go out there and get done what he needs to get done. Yep. When they're rolling out there with Hollywood, Bateman, and Watkins as their three plus Mark Andrews, defenses aren't going to have any shot against them.
No, I agree. The only thing that's holding them back is
Shaheen's got a question.
What should they do with the whole Patrick Queen situation? Here's what you need to do.
Situation.
There is no situation. The situation is Wink needs to do his job and develop him. He needs to start coaching these guys, because you saying Patrick Queen situation, like he's the only one out there missing tackles. They were all missing tackles.
Yeah.
The whole defense sucked except for Oweh. All of them sucked. Right. So it's not on Patrick Queen. What are you going to do with the whole?
Calais didn't suck. Okay.
No, not Calais. Shout to Calais.
Blocked that field goal.
Yes.
I don't care what he did the whole rest of the game. He blocked the field goal. He didn't suck.
Rest of the game. You know what he did, and Brandon Williams did rest of the game. You know, in those when you you see those high school games, and the teams running out through that sign, like they had like that paper, and then the team, the giant paper, and the team runs out. Like that's what they were. They were that paper, and Jonathan Taylor was just running through it. Okay, like they showed no resistance on that D line.
Calais Campbell is like 36 years old. He saved it all up for when they needed it. And And he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He knows when they needed him, and he showed up.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams got to go though.
Catch Ryder Ray say that's Rob Bryan's weak coaching. Yeah, Rob Bryan is a linebacker coach. He's not the defensive coordinator. Yeah, like, what about the D line?
Inside linebacker coach, though.
But what about the D line? What about the secondary? They all sucked. Yeah. Everybody was bad except for Oweh. Right? I'll give Oweh credit. Oweh's not that good in the run game yet. But
you know what he is though, and this is something we've talked about for years. In the NFL today, you can't rely on a defense to win you games. Nope. You can't put together a defense that's going to shut down good offenses. Certainly not great offenses, right? So what you need to do is build a defense that has guys who can make plays. You need playmakers, and that's what Oweh is. That's what he's been so far.
Yeah.
If he can go out there and make plays when you need the plays, that's the kind of player that you need. That's what he's been.
Yeah. All right, real quick, we got 36 people in here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're close to 800 subscribers. We are on the road to 1,000. We try and hit 1,000 this year. So make sure you spread the word. Subscribe to Lunch Break Hot Take. Also, shout out to our guy, Couch Rider Raven. He's on the road to 1,000 too. Make sure you go subscribe to him, man. Great Ravens content, man. So, support, man. He's part of the LBHT crew, man. We support each other around here. All right. And also, if you're looking for a super chat, we don't do super chats on here. Right above B, $ LBHT show. That's our Cash App. The pin link in the comments. That will take you to our Streamlabs. Those are two ways that you can donate and leave your comment, and we can read your comment on air. And Coach J Maggett says, "Let's go, let's go."
And I think we're planning on doing a jersey giveaway. At 1,000? Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do a jersey giveaway. We're gonna give away a couple other things too. So be on the lookout for that. We got something in store for you when we hit 1,000 subscribers. It's gonna be fun. Appreciate that. Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, thank you. Bro, Comey Quan is in the house. He is our newest patron. I ain't even plugged the Patreon yet. Patreon.com/LBHT show. We'll talk about that in a minute. How is rookie second best player on defense? Well, man,
he's the best.
He's the best right
now. So no worries on that front, right?
Yeah, right now, man. Yeah, Tub Puppy says 1,000 subs. Hashtag 1,000 subs season. And he also says sack that subscribe button. That's right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you, man. You guys are so much fun, man. I love coming and do these live streams and just chopping it up with y'all. Shaheen says I should give some credit to you, Jose, even though you were high. I wasn't high on Oweh. Right. You said the Ravens don't get fleeced in trades, and Oweh is playing better than Orlando. I don't know if he's playing better than Orlando. You guys, I keep telling you guys, watch other games. Orlando is having a good year, right? Yes, he played. He had a bad week that first week against one of the best edge rushers in the world. Right, and Myles Garrett, he hasn't played bad since. Right, and even the other night, I saw him give up one penalty, and they're like, "Man, before that he was playing perfect, but the rest of the game he looked good." Orlando Brown is not doing bad over there, you guys, and I would much rather have him at left tackle than Alejandro Villanueva. Yeah. Much rather. Okay, and that's my whole thing, man. Like I like Oweh, obviously, but it's all about protecting Lamar. Who's the best player on the team? Lamar.
I wish some of them Ravens would start holding people.
Orlando had a holding penalty like crazy yesterday. Yeah, he had a holding penalty. Yeah. It's one penalty. So what? Like That's fine. The rest of the game, I mean, it's more than one snap. And look, sometimes you get caught out of position a little bit, and it is what it is. But overall, he's playing really well.
I don't know, Coach.
You think the O-line held up well tonight because Lamar escaped a lot of those sacks that he could have had, but the O-line did not play well. They looked pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. He got sacked twice, and he got hit, I believe, 7 times.
Yeah, no, the O-line was terrible.
5 times. 2 sacks, 5 hits. You know, and that's not counting the hurries. I wouldn't say that they held up.
Yeah, you disagree. I mean, look, the stats say otherwise, my man.
Let's see. We're gonna shout out to our guy Attitude Pop. He's been saying it from day one that Lamar is better than. I mean, obviously he's better than Baker, but you've been saying he's better than Mahomes, and he's right.
I will say this right now. I mean, right now it's still early in the season. Yes, he's looking better, but I mean, look, we're not going to you can't just discredit what Mahomes has done up to this point. He's a league MVP. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's been to Super Bowl 2 times. Like, the man is dope. He's having a slump right now. The team's having a slump. That happens, especially when you're a team that's been to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row and you're expecting to go back. It's hard to get going early in the season. Do not count out Kansas City. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Teams like that, don't count them out in week 5. Wait for the season to play out.
Coach, those are Lamar stats. That's not the O-line stats.
Yeah.
Lamar did.
Yeah. Right. And
we can get a cash out from my guy Quan. Thank you very much. He said, I bet they still say Lamar can't pass. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Some people will. Some people will.
They'll say, well, what if he has to throw the ball 50 times?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, you know, the Colts secondary was beat up.
Yeah.
You know, they'll try to discredit it. I'm sure there'll be some who try to discredit it.
Coach says he needs an O-line to get those stats. Listen, man, you don't need you can have a bad O-line and get those stats, man. Like, he didn't have a whole lot of time to pocket. Look at a lot of those passes he's completing. What's he doing? He's having to get out of the way, right? Like, were they the worst O-line we've ever seen? No, but they weren't good. You know, when you get that many sacks, that many hits and pressures, no, that's not good, man. That's not. You know, there are things you can do to mitigate a bad O-line. A lot of it is getting the ball out of your hands quickly, check downs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that you can do to make sure that the D-line just doesn't have time to get to you, you know? But no, I would say that they had a poor performance tonight. But regardless, I mean, one of the best games we've ever seen from Lamar.
We are a passing team.
Yeah.
As long as they keep trying to force Latavius Murray down somebody's throat.
Yeah.
But that's good, though. It's good.
Yeah.
They needed to make that transition.
Yeah, for sure. What do we think about the running backs for next week?
I think you're going to see the same lineup. Honestly, I don't know if they think that that Le'Veon can't play, or if they think he needs a little more time to get into shape or whatever. But I think it's going to be Latavius. Well, you know, actually, now that I think about it, Tyson didn't do much tonight. He might get the boot again.
So there are rumors about teams interested in, let's just be real, they're talking about Tyson Williams, right? Yeah. They're not talking about any of these other running backs. I could see a situation before the trade deadline. I think we're gonna make another move. Will it be at running back? You know, it could be. It could be. I think even though we have 2 running backs that we really like, they're both on injured reserve. We're trying to win now. What's up, Living Legend? Lamar had 499 of the Ravens, 523 yards. He's carrying the team.
I thought he had over 500.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, his point still holds true, man. Yes, but this is what we've been saying, Living Legend. Like, this is what we've been saying.
Yeah, no, he crossed 400. He crossed 500.
Yeah, like
he had 60 some yards rushing.
Hey, and Living Legend, we have a bet going on with Living Legend that if Justin Houston gets 7 sacks, and you know what we're gonna do?
Justin Houston is out there every single week wondering why he's cursed and can't get the sacks.
You know what we're gonna do, Living Legend? He should have 3 sacks right now. For the show. We're going to honor those 2 sacks that he should have. We're gonna say he has 3 just for you. He just needs 4 more sacks, Living Legend. 4 more sacks, and you get a shirt from our store, lbhtshow.com/shop. We're doing that just for you, Living Legend. Guys, we need Justin Houston to reach 7 sacks. Now, it might say 5 unofficially, but we know it's going to be 7, okay? Because he got robbed on 2 of them. All right. Yes, Coach says Lamar is the MVP of the NFL. We that's what we predicted, man. That's what we said. Bust. He's not a bust. He's not a bust. You're getting what you paid for. When you pay somebody the vet minimal, you can't be expecting all pro production. You're getting exactly what you pay for in Justin Houston.
Yeah, Dave. He said Tyson's carrying the rock like it's a dozen eggs. Afraid of fumbling. But yeah, he knows if he makes a mistake, they're gonna yank him out. They're gonna yank him out.
Yeah. All right, real quick, we'll get back to some Ravens talk, but we got look, the thumbnail I created, man. It has to be discussed. Okay, this man, Jon Gruden. It was all good 24 hours ago. Okay, it was all good. He just came off a fresh L in Chicago. They asked him about it. He said, don't ask me about this stuff, man. Like, there isn't a racist bone in my body. Okay, not one. Yeah, I don't care what it says in that email. You had Tony Dungy out there caping for him. You got you got everybody saying, oh, this is just years ago. We don't know his heart, right? Like, he's a good guy.
Hold on. Before you continue, I just want to respond to Coach one more time.
Yeah.
He said Lamar had plenty of time in the second half. You don't remember that play where I believe it was Muhammad went right around Villanueva and hit Lamar as he was throwing and almost caused an interception that lost the game? You didn't see that one?
Right. Yes.
Like,
the game was almost over. Yeah.
Every O-line gives you time the majority of times. It's the times that they don't that matter. Like, every O-lineman is going to make the overwhelming majority of their blocks. It's the times that they don't.
Look, I mean, the replay should be up tomorrow, man.
It's not that many plays, though, Coach. It's not that many plays in a game.
Well, read the stat again. How many sacks and hits?
He got sacked twice and 5 other hits.
That's not good.
That's not counting hurries.
And that's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
No.
That is not good. All right, but all right,
Couch. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah, take it easy, man. And Coach, you keep saying 37-43. That has nothing to do with the O-line. It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, so. All right, we're getting off track for a second, but this goes back to what Steelers fans were saying about Villanueva last year with the Steelers, right? Steelers fans will tell you he was awful, but he didn't give up that many sacks.
Right.
But the reason why he was
for the season.
But the reason why he's not is because the way they play, they play over there. They get rid of the ball really quickly. If you look at tonight, you're getting the ball out of Lamar's hands quicker, right? Or if he has to hold on to the ball, he's on the move. He has to avoid a lot of hits in order to deliver the ball. There are a lot of plays that he made that if he wasn't Lamar Jackson, they're ending in sacks.
Mm-hmm.
That O-line did not hold up well at all tonight.
But Ben Roethlisberger is the kind of the example, right? Because everybody knows the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line was terrible last year. He completed 65.5% of his passes.
Yeah. But all right, back to Gruden. But so Gruden, he figured, hey, it's all good. I went out there and said I'm not racist, and usually when I say stuff like this, or anybody, any coach in the NFL says stuff like this, we move on from it because that's just what we're used to doing. But then the NFL said, not so fast. We got some other emails. You weren't just talking about black folks. You're talking about everybody.
Yeah,
you're talking about everybody. And they had to call him. He's like, "What? I thought we were good. What's the problem?"
It's one of those situations where it's like, what did you think was going to happen, right? Like, he came out and said, "Yeah, no, I didn't mean like that. That's not me. And I apologize if you're offended and all this stuff." Like, the league leaked that email out. Mm-hmm. They found it during the investigation into the Washington football team. He was sending those emails to Bruce Allen, who's a former vice president over there. The league leaked that out. right? Because it happened a long time ago. And I was like, you didn't think they were going to leak the rest of the emails? Why do you think that they leaked that specifically?
Right.
They have a problem with you.
Yeah.
They wanted the Raiders to get rid of you. And now you're just gonna say, hey, yeah, no, don't worry about it, and thought it was gonna be done. Like the league wasn't gonna put out the rest of the emails. I don't understand.
Yes, he did. Look, when you're used to getting your way,
Yeah,
for decades, and it's not just him; it's a cultural thing, right? No, you don't think you're gonna get in any real trouble? Of course not.
Danny, he got a lot of black players on that team too.
Well. So this is
and they were about to let that go.
So this is the only issue I have with how he got fired.
He didn't get fired.
Why
specifically did not get fired.
Why he stepped down? Right? Why he stepped? This is the only issue, because this is exactly why he had to step down. He has a gay player on the team, right? The NFL is trying to move away from that culture of, hey, players not wanting to come out because, for fear of retaliation or fear of being shunned in the locker room and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to have a more welcoming environment for that thing. So absolutely, we're not having that, right? But your team's full of your team's like 80% black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like his initial comments that came out should have been enough to fire him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. That's the problem I have. Because he didn't get fired for the racist comments. He got fired for the homophobic and the misogynistic comments, right? Because that's the other thing too. We have some women referees now, Yeah. So and coaches. So they're trying to get rid of that mentality, and that's great. But it's not okay to be a racist.
But they looked at the black people and they said, "Nah, they're used to it. It's all right."
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, man. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely were, Danny. Like I think that maybe he would have gotten a suspension, maybe, but he'd still be the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders if it was just that.
Yeah, you know what happened? Maybe they told him you got to step down, or maybe they told him, look, you're gonna have to go in and apologize for all this stuff. You're gonna take some sensitivity courses. You're gonna have to meet with some people in this community. And he's just like, nah, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Right. Just Alex says, I can't believe we won that game. Lamar going to tell EDC the price of the brick going up. Yes.
No, but yes. They definitely told John, like, you gotta come with a better apology than what you did, at least. And he's like, do I need to tell you about my bones again? Right? No. There's nothing going on here.
Jon Gruden is just too prideful for that. Jon Gruden, I'm pretty sure during that conversation, he hit him with it, man. I just want to play football. I just want to coach football. Yeah. I just want to coach football, man. Like, yeah, I don't.
This is all for the suits in Washington. I don't know.
Man, I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised that who's the fantasy football GM there? What's his name?
Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock outlasted Jon Gruden. I was certain Jon Gruden was about to get him fired.
Yeah, and Jon Gruden outlasted Urban Meyer. Incredible.
But yes, but Jon Gruden, or Urban Meyer outlasted Jon Gruden.
Yeah.
But Mayock is gone too. He's gonna be out of here. Like he's not gonna last long. But Gruden's gone. Mayock, I think, because Mayock has done a lot of bad things. He's made a lot of mistakes over there.
He has. Yeah. He's done some good things.
And I think he's gonna be on his way out at the end of year 2. But you know who's thriving right now? You know who's thriving? Our man AB. AB over in Tampa just smiling with Tom Brady. He over there smiling. He's like, we defended Super Bowl champions. Yeah. I'm about to have another 1,000+ yard season, to double-digit touchdowns. My cousin doing well in Baltimore. Man, all we do is win. Yeah. Shaheen says,
it's probably not just you, Shaheen. I don't want to make this about Jerry Jones, but it's probably not just you.
Right.
I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that.
It ain't just Jerry Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just Jerry Jones. Gruden says Antonio's a clown. Hey, he's a Super Bowl winning clown. I mean, and I wish he was on this team. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, you don't. Here's the thing. You don't have to like any of these guys personally. Like, it is what it is. Like, you don't know them. You're not working with them. As long as they're not out there hurting people. I mean, you don't need to agree with them. You don't need to like them. They're just on the team. Like,
yeah, because I don't like Villanueva, and he sucks.
Right.
I mean, I still root for him to play better, but he's not.
So is Aaron Rodgers. Like,
yeah.
So like,
who cares if he's drama queen?
Like, it's not anything.
That has nothing to do with you. If you don't like what he has to say, don't listen to his interviews. Like, that has nothing to do with winning. Like, you guys got to stop worrying about these guys' personality and what they do in their personal lives. It has nothing to do with the actual game. Yeah. And honestly, I don't even care if they're breaking the law. If the law isn't going to put them in jail, that ain't a problem.
Yeah.
Just Alice says Urban Meyer is like, who do I have to leave to get out of Jacksonville? Yes.
Urban Meyer saw the news today and said, "Yo, bring me my tablet. I need to get on my email."
He said, "What did John say exactly?"
Right.
What's up, godson? Thanks for coming through, man. Yeah, we're gonna talk more.
He's
about
over there Googling slurs for Shad Khan right now.
he could be saying that all wrong and everything. Shad can be like, what are you trying to say? Right. I'm just saying, can you let me go, please? I think my heart, something with my heart. I can't. Yeah. I'm having heart palpitations or something. I can't do it. You know that's what the talks were about this past weekend, right? When they're saying it's not looking good or whatever. They weren't talking to Urban Meyer about what he was doing on his own time, right? That wasn't a conversation. The conversation was, why are you trying to leave because of this? Because you're embarrassed? No, man. Like, we gave you a contract. You need to honor it. And he's like, but I want to go.
Jon
Gruden. Yes. Yeah, man. So Gruden's gone. Urban will be gone soon. Who's next to leave? You know who else is still standing? And I had to give him props. Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell.
It's so funny to me. It's always so funny to me. The people who are all out there about, football's a man's game and it's a tough sport and blah 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 and all this, and we're eating kneecaps and this isn't for the faint of heart and all this stuff. Why were you at the podium crying, man? You're 0-4. 0-5. Like, what?
I'll say this though. I kind of respected it, right? Because it's only 5 weeks in. You knew you're gonna be a bad team, but I felt that, man. Like, he's just like what he said. I could resonate with, man. He's just like, look, these guys work so hard, man. I just want them to win. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have any problem with him saying that. Like, and Dan Campbell seems like kind of a genuine guy. Like,
yeah.
What I'm saying is, you can't be the meathead football coach at the beginning and then be crying at week 5.
He just wants it so bad, though.
It's fine to cry.
They're so close.
But you can't do both. Right? Because what do you think would have happened? What do you think would have happened if he showed up the first day of practice and one of his players was crying? He would have been bullying them.
I don't think he would have. I think Dan Campbell is just, I just want to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just want to motivate you. And you know what? I think the team is going to respond to that. They are.
It's always been a matter of if they're going to give him time, and I don't think they will. I thought as soon as they hired him, I was like, oh, they're just waiting out the Jared Goff contract, and they're going to fire Dan Campbell and bring in who they really want.
He's going to, at least this year, he's going to have them fighting. They're not going to win a lot of games, but he's going to have them fighting, and that's kind of where you start when you're at the bottom. Just change the mentality in the locker room, in the organization, that no, man, like we don't give up, we don't lay down for anybody, and then you start bringing talent in. # respect kneecaps. That's right. Yeah. Dan Campbell is a great almost went. Yeah.
You can survive off kneecaps. All right.
Yeah, I'll say this though: if you're gonna cry any week, it would have been the week that Justin Tucker kicked a historic game with a field goal. That would have had me crying because what can you do? Cry or laugh hysterically, one of the others.
Well, see, thank you, Justin. I didn't even realize that. He says Lamar set a record for highest completion percentage while throwing for 400 yards. It was 86%.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Whoo!
What are they going to be talking about tomorrow?
Them fumbles.
Yeah,
definitely gonna be talking about them fumbles.
Yeah, but what about the fumbles?
We can't talk about you can't talk about him not being able to come back. You can't talk about him failing in primetime games. You can't talk about him not being able to throw. So what's left? It's that fumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he almost had another fumble late in the game as well. So I think that'll be the talk for some people.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah,
and
they want that true. That's true.
Yeah. But that's the one thing about Gruden that really bothered me is that they were going to let it slide, right? And then when the other parts of the email came out, then it's like, oh no, we gotta get you up out of here. And it's just like, why now? Like you should have got him out of there for the initial comments. Like that, I hate that. Yeah. None of it's good. I mean, it's good that they got rid of him. He shouldn't be saying any of that stuff. But nah, man, like nah. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. Let's see. Andrews is growing up. Andrews had a good game. We needed him to have a good game.
So he is the best player every week, pretty much.
Yeah. But guys, this is why I'm wearing the shirt. Hashtag defund the defense. Right? If you can't see it, you like the shirt, you want to get you one of those. lbhtshow.com/shop. All right, that's how you can get one of those.
Yeah, we got our 8 is the way shirt up as well.
Oh yeah.
Initially, we got one up there. I need to put some more on the site, but we got one up there right now.
Look, if you like anything that we're wearing, if you like what B's wearing, like what I'm wearing, we got check out that link right there. lbhtshow.com/shop. That's where we got yes, we got our 8 is the way. I'm about to order one of those so you guys can see it. Yeah, man. It's kind of the Mandalorian theme. If you guys ever watched the Mandalorian, Lamar is dressed up like a Mandalorian. And yes, we've been saying it a few times. Hashtag 8 is the way. That's kind of like the Mandalorian saying, "This is the way." 8 is the way. That's where we get it from.
Just Al says he keeps fumbling because he has to do everything. Y'all might slam me for saying this, but I think we need to trade for a running back. I'm not going to slam you for that. I said during the game they need to call up Indy and try to give him a day 3 pick for Marlon Mack. You rolling out there with Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Freeman, don't want to give Tyson the ball. Yeah, go out there and try to upgrade the position then.
Hey, B, wasn't I talking to you earlier about taking a look at Saquon Barkley? We'll see how bad his injury is. But yeah, Saquon Barkley gets hurt a lot. But man, if he can come back this year and they're looking to trade him, because the Giants are in a position where you're not going to pay him, right? You got to pick up his 5th-year option, and you don't really want to pay him. He hasn't really given you a lot in terms of production because he's been hurt. But man, he can ball. Man, he can play. And yeah, I like Marlon Mack too. That's probably the easier move to make. Lamar is the way. Yep.
Cruising saying Herbert v. Jackson. If you had asked what game was likely to produce 1,000 yards of offense, I would have said that one.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. Like the Chargers look so tough on offense. They don't look so tough on defense, but they look really, really, really tough on offense. Herbert is a real deal, man.
Is that a primetime game as well?
That I'm not sure of. I don't believe so.
The Ravens have a lot of primetime games.
They've had 3. I don't think that one is.
I'll tell you what, man. Like the NFL,
the
NFL got it right this year, man. Putting the Ravens on a lot of primetime games, man, because they've all been entertaining.
Yeah. But if you're struggling covering Zach Pascal and Pittman and Zay Jones, like I don't know what you're gonna do with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I don't know. if you can't stop a screen pass to Jonathan Taylor, I don't know what you're gonna do with Austin Eckler.
Yeah,
like, it's gonna, man, it could get real ugly for Baltimore's defense next week, but it's gonna get ugly for that Charger defense too.
Yeah. What's up, Raven Ron? He says pay Lamar right now. 442 yards, waiting on Steven Clown Smith and Mike Preston's takes. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, B. Let me put my I need to charge this tablet before it fades on me.
Okay. So yeah, I'm looking. It is not a primetime game. The Chargers and Ravens are at 1:00 next week. We got the Seahawks and Steelers on Sunday night, and then the Bills and Titans on Monday. Not really looking forward to either one of those, but that's okay. Let's see. Troy Grubb. What's going on, Troy? Lamar Jackson is special. What a performance in the second half. Chargers game's a 1 p.m. game. Thank you. It's going to be a tough game because Chargers are a really good football team. True, they are, I believe, 4-1 now, leading their division. You know, they're kind of tops in the conference. So, you know, that game next week is going to give either Baltimore or the Chargers, you know, kind of a leg up for the for home field advantage. You know, with the Chiefs already being a couple games back. It's a big time game. You know, Baltimore obviously has to play against Cleveland a couple times. But you know that's a I don't want to say it's a must win game, but it's a big time game for both of them, and also just you know you always want to be able to show up and perform well and win against top teams like that, and the Chargers with their new head coach and Justin Herbert coming back, you know after that fantastic rookie year and kind of building upon that, you know they look like contenders, like serious contenders. So you always want to show up and play well against those kind of teams. And welcome back.
Thank you. But yeah, man. Next week is that's gonna be interesting. Two great offenses, two bad defenses. And it is funny because their defense is a lot like ours. They have a lot of talent, and they give up everything.
Looking like it, living. It's looking like it. They thought they could sneak by Philly without him.
So did you talk about the Panthers game? I wasn't going to talk about it. Huh?
We didn't talk about it. I wasn't going to talk about it.
I was going to wait until Wednesday.
Talk about it. Like it's not something that I mean. We're on to the Vikings. Right?
Like I need to apologize to the Eagles too because we both picked blowouts. We picked the blowout for the Panthers over the Eagles and Ravens over the Colts, and I thought both of those teams were going to beat us. Like the Eagles was surreal because I'm looking at this team that you guys were ahead 15-3, and you had the game in hand, and it just came back. And Darnold,
I'm sorry, Raven, you didn't stop Tyreek and Kelsey. Like, yeah, I'm not saying the Ravens can't win. You didn't stop those guys. They scored what 36? Like,
yeah, the defense was not the reason why we won that game at all. I'm
picking Baltimore to beat the Chargers. I'm just saying it's going to be a shootout.
And you know who we didn't stop in that game? Byron Pringle, Travis Kelce,
Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, like that. The defense wasn't the reason why we won that game. Do you guys think Ravens held bait and back because they didn't want to debut him in primetime? No, I think that he just wasn't 100%, and they're not trying to wrestle him back.
Yeah, I don't think so because I certainly wouldn't want to debut him against the Chargers.
Right.
I would think that the Colts would be a better debut for him. Just if you're trying to pick the opponent.
I would. That Chargers defense looks awful.
Yeah, but so does the Colts defense, and the Chargers defense has Derwin James, on it. It's going to be a much bigger game. We thought a much closer game. It doesn't get any closer than the Colts game, but we thought it would be a much closer game with the Chargers than with the Colts.
Yeah. I still we're gonna talk more about this on Wednesday for sure. We're just giving you our initial reaction, but man, what a game. Yeah. What a performance. I was gonna come on here and really just crap on the defense. The defense really let me down. I know you guys think we're anti-defense because I'm wearing hashtag defund the defense. But if you're new here and you don't know what that means, that just means look, we spent enough on defense. Start paying attention to the offense. I was actually really high on this defense. I thought we had the best secondary in the league. Stat wise for the last 3 years, we were always like a top 5 defense. This year we just got off to a terrible start, and I still think we could turn it around. But it's time to hold Wink Martindale accountable. It's time to hold that coaching staff accountable. These guys it's an attitude thing. They're not tackling. They're playing soft. This looks like a soft defense.
Yeah.
They're afraid of contact. They need to change that. It's up to the coaching staff to change that mentality there. Let them know, man, like you need to start flying out there.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the ball. Anthony Averett got targeted all night. I don't know what's going on with him. Marlon Humphrey, huh?
He's getting beat. Like he's not making that all-pro team like Wink said he would.
Right. So I don't know. Change up your scheme. Do something.
You know what it is that they're missing? They're missing Marcus Peters. They're missing the attitude.
Yeah, I think
that's an important thing for defense. You saw it in Carolina with Josh Norman. When he left, it felt like there was just a piece missing.
I think they're missing LJ Fort too.
Yeah, they are because Patrick Queen can't tackle. So we'll talk about this real quick, I guess. Davon, #Sam is innocent. No, he is not. So listen, this is what I was saying all through the offseason and even through the first couple of weeks when people were saying I was just being a hater and all this stuff. Sam Darnold is the exact same player he was in New York. Now, they've done a decent job up to this point, kind of scheming around that. The first 3 weeks, they didn't really play anybody who was a threat. So the O-line held up for the most part, and they looked fine. The last couple games, they've played, more live opponents. And when you get some pressure on him, he collapses, he panics, and he makes terrible, terrible decisions. And even when you don't get pressure on him, he is inaccurate down the field. So now after the last couple of games, Sam's at 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He does have the 5 touchdowns rushing, but it's come crashing down to earth the last 2 weeks. They've got the Vikings coming up, who are not necessarily a good team, but they're a tough team. And if you're the Panthers and the way they've looked the last 2 weeks, tough teams beat you. The Panthers defense this week they played well. They held Philly under 200 yards passing, under 100 yards rushing. They forced a couple turnovers. They got a couple sacks. They got 14 pressures. Like they played well, and the offense just gave it away.
3 turnovers for the Panthers defense. You had an interception, forced fumble, and a safety.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the Panthers offense turned it over 3 times, essentially 4 times when you count the blocked punt.
Yes. And I'm sorry, man. Those interceptions, there's just no excuse. Like they were bad.
Yeah.
Right. Like they were poor decisions, and that wasn't the worst of it. Like the overthrown passes all game. Sam Darnold was awful down the field, man. Panthers fans, you guys are talking about Teddy Bridgewater last year. He's not accurate down the field. He doesn't have the arm. That was the thing. He doesn't have the arm to get the ball down the field. He's got accuracy though.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, yes, he has the arm strength. He is not accurate at all.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going to end up.
Yeah, that's an awful game. So now he stands at 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the year. 5 interceptions in the last 2 games.
He has a lot more weapons than what he had in New York, and it still doesn't matter.
No.
And listen, I'm not saying that the O-line's not a problem. The O-line is a problem. It's a problem of Carolina's own creation. They chose to have an O-line that bad. They chose to go out and target Cameron Irving and Pat Elflein and wait until the 3rd round to take a guy who can't play tackle in the NFL, and then wait until the 6th round to take even another player, Deontay Brown, who was just active for the first time this week. They chose this. And so you can't go back. Like I'm not going to blame the players so much because the blame belongs squarely on Matt Rule and Fitterer at this point for what they've seen the last couple of weeks. Now, obviously, they can turn it around. It's a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They're 3-2. If they go out there and they beat Minnesota, they'll be back on the right track and they'll be all right. If they go out there and they lose to Minnesota, it's going to be a different conversation.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and Minnesota's a game that you can win for sure.
Yeah, and it's also a game that they can lose, unfortunately. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
All right, we'll read a couple more comments and let's get up out of here. We at the hour mark, and we got to prepare for a show on Wednesday. Make sure you guys come back Wednesday, 7:15. We're gonna be discussing more of this. I'm sure we're gonna discuss more Jon Gruden. I'm sure, and then we'll talk about next week's games. Yeah, and we also, if you guys didn't see, we were live streaming on Saturday. There was a fight, Wilder and Fury 3. We were here at 1 o'clock in the morning afterwards discussing it. I really hate how late these fights start, man. And now that I'm older, I hate it even more.
Yeah.
Add to Pop says Lamar needs 60 mil. See, you guys are laughing when I said beginning of the year that if I'm Lamar, I need 50 million guaranteed. 50 million a year guaranteed. I know some people are saying like 10 mil or 10 years, whatever. If I'm Lamar, I want 4 years, 200 million fully guaranteed. And then we'll discuss again after 4 years. Just Alice says Ben Simmons reported to the Sixers camp and had his COVID-19 shot. Yeah.
They're getting him all primped and proper for sending him to another team.
Hey, Brooklyn will take him. We'll send you Kyrie.
Jesus. Kyrie's a mess. A mess.
Look, it's the cost of doing business. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, the Knicks dodged a bullet." No, they didn't. The Knicks they never had a shot. And if that's what it took to get KD, then it is what it is. We don't need Kyrie to win a championship. And yet, when I say we, yes, because I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, we don't need Kyrie to win a championship. KD and Harden will get it done. So, but the thing is, KD wants Kyrie there. So I don't know how to for now.
The bullet that the Knicks dodged was relevance. Like, they're all hyped about their little summer league highlights and everything, but like when it comes down to playoff time, they're not going to be around. And nobody's going to be talking about the Knicks. They'll make the playoffs, maybe, but nobody's going to care about that squad.
Yeah,
they needed Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
they needed Giannis. They needed Kyrie or Harden. They didn't get any of them. And it's fine.
They got Julius Randle.
But don't pretend like ha. Look at Brooklyn. Brooklyn's better than you. Brooklyn's way better than you.
Way better. I said, World B Flat.
That's right.
That's his nickname, World B Flat. Raven Ron says 30 mils guaranteed 6 years for Lamar.
Mil.
Or I said 30 mil, 300 mil, 300 mil guaranteed 6 years for Lamar. Okay, I like that too. Fully guaranteed at this point. Mr. J says, I'm worried about the Lakers making it to All-Star weekend. Reza already out for 2 months. Our sixth man needs thumb surgery.
Tucker, he's got a ligament issue in his thumb. Listen, it's
a long season.
Right? Yeah, it is.
They'll be fine.
That's why Russ is there. Russ don't break down. Russ gonna go out there and get a triple-double every night, and Davis and LeBron can take nights off. Carmelo's there, Dwight's there. Like, they have guys who can carry them through, down stretches in the season.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be worried about it.
No. Let's see. What we got? Shaheen says,
I see you live in legend. Like, don't think because you put it in Spanish, I don't know what you're talking about. I know. All right, I know.
They're experienced, okay? Listen, basketball is a grown man's game. Young guys don't win championships.
No, they don't.
So you make fun of the old heads. Those are the ones that win the rings.
That's why Devin Booker ain't got no ring.
Yeah.
That's why Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton were up 2-0 and they lost in 6.
That's true. That's true. It's a grown man's game. It's not for kids.
No.
It's not for kids. And that's exactly why the Sixers should have got rid of Ben Simmons.
All right, Solomon.
Thanks for coming through. Yes, and we're going to end this stream here pretty soon as well, man. But yeah, just once again, man. Great game.
That's right.
That triple-double Russ, we trust. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, great game, man. It's a second primetime game this year within the first 5 weeks that we're talking about Lamar, and I'm just sitting here like, man, this guy is something. He's something else.
Yeah.
He's something else. Look, you get at this point. Even before we got to this point, if you were just down Lamar, clearly you're just hating, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to think that he's the best. You don't have to think that he's the best. But you have to recognize him as one of the best. You have to recognize him as one of the top quarterbacks and players in the league. And if you're not doing that, yeah, that's what you're doing. You're just being a hater, and it is what it is. Right?
Yeah, you don't have to say that he's better than Mahomes or better than Rodgers or whatever, but there's no argument that he's outside the top 3. None.
Right. And honestly, look, you can think what you want, but if your team is playing him, you better hope your team respects him as such. Because the Colts did everything right tonight, and that's another stat that we didn't bring up. I wouldn't trade Lamar for anybody. Period. Facts. Another stat that we didn't bring up. The Colts were 125-0 when leading by 16 points in a fourth quarter. They have never lost in a fourth quarter by leading by 16 points or more. Yeah. And they just lost. Yeah. Lamar did that.
And another stat that we didn't bring up, the Cleveland Browns are the first team in NFL history to score more than 40 points, not turn the ball over, and still get beat. That's not relevant to what we're talking about, but I just thought it important to mention that before we log off for the night.
This is why Browns fans. This is why Browns fans hate us. This is why Browns fans hate Ravens fans.
I'm just stating facts. I'm not a Ravens fan, so it's fine. That's just stating facts. We're talking about NFL facts, and that's an NFL fact now.
All right. With that, we are out of here. Make sure you guys tune in on Wednesday, 7:15 p.m.
Like literally, Jay, only the Browns ever
if you guys
in the history of football.
And make sure you smash that like and subscribe. Also follow us on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. All right. Make sure you're following us. And if you want to support the show, if you like what you see here, patreon.com/LBHT Show. And you can hit the Cash App $LBHT Show. But all right, we're getting out of here. Wednesday, 7:15. Producer says Lamar had 441 yards, passing 67 yards, rushing. That's over 500 total. Yes. 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 And that's it, man. All right, y'all. You have a good night. We'll see you in a couple of days. Peace out.